Hi everyone, it's Envis here. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to make a card using this Memory Box Christmas Candles die. Now I've cut out two of the candles from white cardstock, and I also cut another one out in vellum, and the only bits I'm going to be using from that are the waste pieces from the middle of the candle. I also cut out a navy blue oval using a Spellbinders die, and I'm using a Heidi Swapp stencil to just pop some Wendy Vecchi embossing paste on that, just on the top, so that it looks like falling snow. Since I made this video, I've actually found my Simon Says stamp falling snow stencil, which I'd lost, and that's reappeared, but this one will do for this project. I'm setting that aside to dry, and now for these candles, for the first die cut, I'm actually cutting the candles away. So that leaves just the greenery at the bottom, and I'm using Pro markers to colour them. Now for the first one I'm using pine green, and I'm just going to very roughly, no shading, I'm using the wedge end of a Pro marker to colour all the greenery in at the bottom. This is because I'm going to be layering the other greenery on top, and I don't want the white to be peeping through, so I'm not bothering much with doing any shading. I just want it coloured green. And pretty much the same with this one. I really didn't bother very much with shading at all. I went over it with the pine green, or holly green rather, in with the wedge end, and then I took a holly green and added just a little bit of darker shading to it to add just a impression of depth and shading to the project, but I really didn't spend very much time at all on it. And I'm going over it again with the lighter green that I used first. I'm touching just the tips of the candles in a yellow marker. And next I'm using a Memento, I think it's called Paris Dusk, navy blue ink, to just stamp my sentiment, which says all is calm, all is bright. And the card is 4.5 inches square. Making sure I get a really good impression. And this is where I went badly wrong. I started adding some Cosmic Shimmer glue to the base die cut, which was fine. And applied it to the card. Now, What on earth was I thinking? I'd totally forgotten about my navy blue base piece, but of course the part that little bits of glue had stuck onto the card was covered up by this anyway. And by this time the glue had dried, so I had to redo the glue. There's usually some sort of mini crisis every time I make a card, so it's only right to share those with you. Now I'm taking the little vellum pieces, and I'm really sorry about the angle of the camera here because all you're getting is a view of my hands. I've got to, whichever way I put it, it seems to be wrong. I've got to work at the placement of the candle, of the camera for these videos. What I'm doing is slotting the negative part of the candles that I cut in vellum back into the little slots. You can see now what I'm doing, and a tiny little bit of glue, and they stick really very easily and they slot right into the space. I've applied some foam tape to the bottom of the greenery, and I'm not actually matching it up. I put it on at a different angle so that way it looks as though there was a lot more greenery. It looked nice and full. And just some thin foam tape gave it some dimension. I'm just covering over a couple of bits of green on the bottom layer that I didn't quite get. And now I'm just going to add some garnet coloured liquid pearls to the greenery for berries. You'll see more when I show you the finished card at the end. I'm putting quite tiny drops on. And the only thing left to do now is to get a Wink of Stella pen to add just a shimmer of glitter to the candle. And there we go. I think the vellum insert really looks quite pretty, and I like the dark snowy background as well. So I hope you like the card, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.